Welcome everybody back to our second session. Since it is our second session, I'd just like to do a brief reminder of the informed consent that you guys signed and the fact that we are both student trainees with our supervisor, Dr. Terry Victor. Was there anything else?
Yeah, were you guys clear on the limits of confidentiality, the contact to Dr. Victor? Any questions at all before we begin our session today? We all set on that? Okay, great.
Awesome. Briefly, is there any questions regarding our first session or comments that anybody has before we delve into day 2? Okay, 5 minutes today. What we'd like to do today is incorporate a little bit of play therapy or play exercise into our session, and it's called Fear in a Hat. And basically, since I'd like everybody to participate, including us therapists as well. So what I'd like for all of us to do is basically write down what you feared might happen in this group, or what your worries are. Once you write it down, once everybody writes a comment in there, their feeling down in there, we will basically have another participant basically read somebody else's feeling and say whatever comes to their mind. Once we go through that circle, we'll have time enough to reflect as a group on this whole process. Are you guys okay with that?
Are you guys okay with doing this activity? It'll be very beneficial for us to learn about each other. So again, are we okay with that? Yes? Okay, sounds good.
Pass out everybody a piece of paper. This is and as I said, everybody's going to, including the therapist. Start.
This one?
And write down what?
So the
Any
direction.
fears or worries that you might have about what might happen in this group?
Do I put my name on there? Or is it anonymous?
No, anonymous. So, yeah.
Does anybody need a pen? Yeah. Okay. Just go ahead and pass it down.
And my apologies. We'll bring more pens next time. If this works out, we might incorporate it again. And just toss it into the hat.
Okay, we know the pens are ready. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Can I do 2?
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, awesome. So just gonna rinse it up. Okay, so remember this was a fear or anything that we're scared of in this particular atmosphere. So I'm gonna go ahead and read 1. And 1, it says rejection. Okay,
We can toss those in here. Maybe keep track of it, revisit them.
okay. And the other is being judged. that they may not contribute to anything in the group. And another, fear to be judged and rejection, fear of judgment, and I'm afraid that somebody might harass me outside of the group. I'm afraid that people might talk about me, about what I'm saying in the group outside of the group. So as I read this out loud, did you guys notice how we picked up on very common describing words to how we feel? Like a lot said rejection, a lot said judgment. So that was a common pattern. Here you go. So let's talk about those feelings, about being rejected and being judged in this room.
Does anybody want to say how they felt about hearing some of our universal concerns, like contribution or judgment?
It seems like we're not the only ones that feel different. We share something in common.
I don't share anything in common. Sorry.
It's okay.
I was not here to be Jewish because I get Jewish a lot, and in this group I just don't want, I feel like this is my safe place, and I'm really scared that I might also get judged here like I do, I get judged outside of here, so this long not easy.
I'm sure that some of us feel like that too. And just a reminder of part of our objectives here is to create a safe, secure space. So that's something that we hopefully find out as time goes by.
Yeah, like I want to believe that this is a safe place, but that's never been my experience. I've always been rejected and I was viewed, so why this place can be different?
Yeah, it feels similar. I have trust issues, and it's because of the so-called safe spaces are not safe. I don't experience them as being safe. There's always someone or something that breaks the trusting bond. That's how people are.
Okay, we do that too. There's I'm a mother too, and wife. When you get married, you say I'll protect you and stuff like that, and that's a safe place. So if I want to live here, then I go back to my regular life. And rejection, mention,
Done.
yeah, I will not feel the same way as you. There's a lot of emotion that there's just too much sometimes, and if you ask us to pick one, it's just like it's judge.
Yeah, I have issues with trust too. So, yeah, I share those fears of people doing stuff. Right now we're like kind of safe because we have these two therapists, but then outside of the group, I don't know. So I don't know what people are going to do when they leave this room. Yeah.
I think we all feel the same way. I mean, like, we share a lot that we don't share with the people outside. And if I meet you outside, I feel I meet you differently. I can relate to a lot of stuff here. Just I don't say anything about you or anyone else. But, that's for me. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I would never talk about stuff that you guys share. It's maybe it's a little confidential, and that was one of my fears, that I might share something that I don't want anybody else to know, and I don't know. Like I would like to know that it's not going to be talked about.
So what I'm hearing is the concern of trust and what we talk about here leaving outside. Is that right? Yeah. Sorry,
No, it's
did you
okay.
have something to say?
Yeah, so I've heard that a concern from Magna, was it?
Martin.
Martine, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm still trying to get used to the second session. So I also heard a concern that how you would be able to transfer some of the safety that you feel here into the outside room. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's, my friend recommended that I join this group, and I just fearful that I might feel safe here. And when I go back to my regular life, it's just the same cycle all over again. It's kind of like tiring sometimes.
I'm hearing like we're all little building blocks and we're all coming together to create something or a place that we can feel safe and be trustful of the people that are here.
I definitely think that the group as a whole has opened up quite a bit more on our second session.
Absolutely.
A lot more. I think that you guys are finally starting to realize that this is a safe place and that we can work on things in here safely and discuss them without judgment or retribution. Some of your primary concerns, I jotted them down. As always, I will write up session notes after this, or we'll write up session notes after this and share them with you guys. But yeah, judgment, contribution, retribution, harassment, safety, trust, those are all issues that we can safely discuss. We have started to. I'd like to just point that out. What for guys to hear.
Well, it's just that based on my personal experience, this is like very peachy right now, and that's usually what happens in real life. Like at first everybody's cool, and then these things start happening later on. So I'm still not convinced. Okay,
We need
this is like very peachy, but what's underneath the surface, I don't know.
That's what I feel too.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's being their true self.
So how do we feel talking about our issues, like in the here and now? So let's talk about that. Because we've gotten this far to talk about what we don't like. But how does that feel talking about that in the here and now? Think about that for a second.
I mean, right now thinking about it, I'm along with
Margaret.
Margaret. Yeah, because like I feel like we're trying to make a safe zone, but it always happens. I've always tried that, definitely, especially with girls, and something always happens, and I feel abandoned, and I'm thinking about it, and maybe that's why like my safe zone is my video games. I get to talk to people there, but we don't have a real relationship, but we just have fun together. I feel if I don't like the game, I can just turn it off. And maybe in real life, you just can't turn it off. It's really hard for me.
So I'm identifying a safe zone you mentioned, right? Does anybody else have that here?
Oh, my safe zone used to be alcohol. It made me feel a whole lot stronger for sure. I don't have that anymore, so I don't have nothing.
And how long ago did you stop?
6 months.
6 months. Well, don't you think that's something good? How do you feel about that? Does that feel like a good accomplishment? Having not drinking anymore?
Yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah, I guess it is an accomplishment, but it's just that I don't see a whole lot of changes in my life. Like, I'm having a lot less fun. That's how I feel like. And everything is just really hard right now, and I don't even have that escape that I used to have. So,
I think you did good in 6 months.
yeah.
See, we're all proud of you for that. And of course for being here. So hope it's a new journey for you. something good in your life, which is something that we all want, right?
I had a same room. She's the one who sent me here. She was inspired when I was going to her. So, and then for me, I just feel like it's easier to talk to people that I don't know in personally. And I just need to talk. I feel like I keep a lot in. And even with my friend, I don't get the chance to tell her everything. I don't think right now I'm not in that this year, but hopefully later on, we will share more. But that's why I'm here. I just, you know,
And based on everything you're hearing, how do you feel? For everyone.
I'm just like Leah says, with routine. It's very difficult for me to express myself, and that's why I find that when I'm around friends, I feel like I'm getting rejected by them, by whatever I might say. And so I tend to just close off and just go in my own shell.
So rejection.
And yeah, but I see that I'm not the only one that's feeling that way. So it makes me feel a little better, knowing that everyone else has the same feelings as I do.
Good. Does that sound familiar to you, Tommy? You mentioned rejection earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you've been kind of quiet.
Magda.
Magda, darn it. And I tried to keep track of your names. Okay, so I'm jotting this down just.
I don't know. I was forced to come here. I'd rather just bury myself at work than have to express any emotions and feelings. It's easier that way. Makes me more productive.
How social would you consider work to be? I want.
Work is really social. I work as an event planner, so I'm always social. Sometimes I'm lonely when you come home, but it's social. So I talk to people. I just don't feel that I need to talk about my emotions. What's going on?
Do you like feel your emotions or
No.
you know?
It's been so long now.
So you wouldn't even know what to tell them.
No, really. You just challenge anything that comes to you, just challenge that into work. It's made me very productive.
I was kind of the opposite because I had way too much emotions. And so, yeah, I mean, I was drinking partly because it made me feel more relaxed. I was happier, I was having fun, I was partying. I didn't have to deal with those emotions because they were too painful. It was just too painful. So now I'm feeling the pain. Now that I don't have that, now I'm feeling the pain.
When you say you don't have that, are you referring to the alcohol?
But if you remember, some of your group members identified that as a strength. Just want to check in how we're feeling right now, hearing and speaking about this.
Yeah, I feel that I always have this feeling that I'm the only one that I feel like I just don't want to talk to people sometimes, or I'm afraid to talk to people, and I'm starting to see that, you know, the people in the group feel that way too. So either I'm not weird or we're all weird, but at least we're not alone. And it kind of makes me feel like that.
good. Right, and so when you come here, I'm like, I did not feel like me. Is it going to be okay to talk? Since the last session, you let us express ourselves and it felt good. And I said, I'm going to come back again. So just knowing that you have the same as you do come, you can be better. But at the same time, like, some of you, I have doubt about the group. And now I'm feeling a little bit fearful, like, you know, where,
I'd just like to remind you and all of us that, you know, as we pointed out earlier, we all have our depth. And that's partly what brings us all here. And that was my team. Yes, okay, I'm gonna get you guys.
You got it.
Magda, would you mind scooting over just a little bit closer to Audra? Perfect, thank you.
What?
I need to find out what the time is.
Oh, we have that nine?
Oh, actually, we are approaching the end of our session. We actually went a little bit over and, you know, we kind of brushed up on boundaries in the first session. And, you know, just like the privacy, time is also considered, I mean, it's definitely something that we consider. So, is there any closing thoughts that anybody would like to share before we wrap this up?
I hope to see you guys in the next session.
Just to summarize again, with the exercise, we did find a lot of common things that we share, which is great. Something to think about outside of session as well, just so we get out of that mentality of I'm the only one, because according to the exercise, that's not the case, which is a wonderful thing. So I hope to see you guys again. And anything else?
That's it.
That's it. Okay, see you guys next time.
See you next time. Thank you.